We are your Colorado Gays for Trump. How's
Hello.
everybody doing? We had an interesting conversation with an individual, and this individual shared some very important information with us that we feel is 100% relevant to what is going on in America today. So we want to share that with you, but first we're going to give a little bit of our own backstory on what it is. So we're going to be talking about Obamacare today.
Yeah, definitely about Obamacare and the many failures that it has created for small business all over this country, for big business all over this country, for health insurance companies all over this country.
People individually,
yeah,
all over this country.
Individuals like ourselves. And we just want to touch on that and get people to realize that Obamacare is failing and hurting, not helping.
So what was it? Aetna just pulled out of Obamacare.
Right. And I was also reading that over half of all of the Obamacare co-ops have pulled out of Obamacare because they can't afford it. They are losing money at an alarming rate. I think Aetna itself lost $400 million in a quarter. And it was on track to lose $1 billion in 1 year. And that is pretty staggering. Do you know why that's happening?
Why is that?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Obamacare was reliant on young individuals to pay into this healthcare system so that the elderly and older folks would be taken care of with that money. But the fact remains that the younger generations are not signing up for Obamacare.
Exactly.
They feel like that they would rather get by paying the fine without having Obamacare than to be subjected to this incredibly expensive program, right? I mean, I looked into Obamacare.
That gets you horrible benefits.
Horrible benefits. I looked into Obamacare. It cost me, it was going to cost me like $300 a month, and that's not it, including the horrible rising premiums and everything like that. So, I mean, that is just something that turned me off right away. Luckily, we were able to get healthcare through his company, which is a capitalist structure, by the way.
Interesting how that works.
And what is it? For both of us,
I think we pay $50 a paycheck, maybe.
Yeah, so that's
$100 a month.
That's
with
huge.
Amazing benefits.
Again, for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to try to quickly and clearly read what this individual sent us. I think this is very important for everyone to know and understand.
Speak loud so everybody can hear.
Exactly.
Because this is important, guys.
Especially Hillary Clinton supporters out there. Definitely take this to heart. Hillary and Obama were part of Obamacare. She will continue Obamacare. She's doubled down on that travesty. The structure of Obamacare is set up so that money is allotted in specific ways. There is more money available for healthcare when you are younger and healthier, and then it slowly dwindles off each decade as you age. So the older you get, the less healthcare you actually have.
Which is when you need it.
Right, which is usually when you need more healthcare. Now, if you come down with a terminal illness, there is only a certain amount of money allotted per person for a terminal illness. If you exceed that amount, you are paying for the rest out of pocket. So essentially, you have no insurance, which was supposedly the whole reason for the affordable health care for everyone. So no one is left without health care. Yet, once you use up that money,
or have a terminal illness,
you don't have insurance anymore.
Interesting.
You still have it, but they just don't pay for anything.
You're paying for it.
So, one huge thing, how does this affect the gay community specifically and discriminate against those folks? If a person became HIV positive or develops AIDS, they are completely screwed out of healthcare after a certain point, which is essentially a death sentence. It's frightening as hell that people do not understand this. I urge you to do your research. That comes from me. This message needs to get out to the LGBTQ community big league. Also, one of my best friends, this is the person speaking, is HIV positive and was let go from his job. He went online to sign up for Obamacare, and it was going to cost him, brace yourself, are you ready?
I'm ready.
$15,000 a month.
Wow.
$15,000 a month for probably horrible health care.
Right.
because the combination of meds he needed to be on. Luckily, he was able to apply through the AIDS Foundation to get some of his more expensive medications free. If he didn't, he would have had to go off his meds altogether, which probably would have screwed him up really badly, because he didn't have that kind of money to pay for healthcare that costly. Who does? Just thought you'd like to have that piece of information, because if you're gay and you vote for Hillary, you are basically voting for a person who is directly responsible for discriminating against you in more ways than one,
Right.
and possibly causing your death as a result. And trust me, sadly, she won't care.
Right. And I just want to clarify that we're not saying AIDS is a gay disease. We just know it's more prevalent in that community. That's why we're speaking on it. And this goes with anybody that contracts HIV or AIDS, or anybody that gets any kind of terminal illness. The amounts are staggering what you have to pay out of pocket. This socialized health care that everybody loves so much will not cover them. And that's what we're trying to explain to people. And this isn't even including all of the co-ops that are pulling out because they're losing so much money. This isn't even including all of the companies that are going out of business because they can't afford this.
Exactly.
And this is socialized medicine. These are bureaucrats in Washington determining your health care. This isn't a capitalist structure where people can just, shop from place to place to find the health care that suits their needs. No, this is standardized across the board. These are standardized doctors. You can't keep your doctors. Premiums are increasing.
Wait,
costs are
you
increasing.
can't keep your doctor?
No.
I thought Obama said you got to keep your doctor and your plan.
11 times he said that.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That didn't work out very well.
No, it did not. But we all know that Obamacare is failing. And for all of the haters out there that just want to ignore all these facts and just say, well, look at all the people that are now on health care. Well, keep in mind that it's hurting them more than helping them. Keep in mind all these co-ops pulling out, and keep in mind that Obamacare will crush under its own weight. Donald Trump or not, any Republican in office or not, this Obamacare will fail, regardless of
And
any
Hillary
kind of
has
person in office.
doubled down on it that she is going to continue on with this travesty.
Right.
It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better.
Right.
The government is trying to control you and your lives.
Right.
And that
Exactly.
is something that needs to be ended immediately.
And we are not asking you, to just go by our word, which I think that of everything that we have been saying are fact, but go by your personal experience. If you're on Obamacare, look at your raising premiums. You know exactly what we're talking about.
It's only going to get higher.
Look at your caps, right? How much money you can actually get from these healthcare programs. Look at all these different elements in your own personal life. I mean, don't just take our word for it, but look at everybody around you. If you don't have Obamacare, ask people about it that do. Ask them what are the good things and what are the bad things about it. The majority of the people out there will say that it's not a good thing.
Give yourself a very, very simple example. You are walking out of your house and you trip, you fall, and you break your leg, you break your ankle.
Right.
Look at your healthcare now. What is that healthcare going to do for you?
Right.
How much money are you going to have to end up paying out of pocket?
Right.
How much are they going to cover?
Right. And
And-
keep in mind, young kids are not on it. That was Obama's whole structure, is to get young people paying for the old people. That's exactly what it was intended to do, and it's not happening.
Exactly. And the older people that need the healthcare more, they don't even get any benefit from it.
Right.
They essentially get screwed out of it.
Right.
More so because the young people aren't on it that are paying into it, so
Right.
they have to even it out somewhere.
Right. Absolutely. It's just sad. It's sad that people just automatically assume healthcare for everybody is a good thing. It sounds wonderful. It sounds wonderful. But it is not working, okay? We need to understand the policies behind it, the bureaucrats behind it, and what's really going on. I understand why people just want free healthcare. I get it. It's expensive. I know, okay? But just subscribing to something that you don't fully understand is ignorant, and it's something that's hurting our country, along with many, many other things. And I think that we all should just take a step back, look at Obamacare for what it really is and the disaster that it really is, and ask yourself, do I really want to continue down this path? Do I really want to continue down this path?
Doesn't make sense to us.
It doesn't.
So, on that note, I think we are going to leave you with that huge thought to ponder. Definitely go out, ask your friends, ask your relatives, ask your family what they're experiencing with it,
Right.
and just kind of educate yourself a little bit more with real life people,
Right.
not what the biased media is telling you.
Absolutely. We have our Periscope every single night, 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. We do it live, and so that we can take your calls and we can take your comments. If you can't catch that, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and we will continue to do this live as well. Also, you can tweet us at Politic Voice, and you can direct message us or whatever you want to do. So just get in contact with us if you want, and we would be happy to answer any and all of your questions.
Everything you want to find us under is A Politic Voice. The letter A, Politic Voice, all one word. And I think on that note, we will
See you
let you
tonight.
enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Love you.